Hello everyone, it's Cassie. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome back to Fabledom. When we left the game yesterday, we had just acquired another section of land, and that means another encounter, this ruin. So we will send Fergus over to see what this ruin might have in store for us. But, you know, I think the first two ruins we had the same thing in them. And I don't recall it being something that we really needed. I'm curious whether Fergus is going to be able to get to this, because this seems like the way he has to go around. Is he just going to plow through? We'll find out. It's possible that this is something you can just step right over. Okay, I guess so. I was worried about how they would get around. I thought that we may need to connect this entry point and have Fablings come all the way around and then down. I'm glad that doesn't seem to be the case. While searching through the ruins, the hero finds many relics from the past, underwear perhaps worn by a great wizard, or how about the floral teapot surely used to brew ancient potions. On second hand, perhaps they're just regular items. These schematics look useful though. Flower rest area. Planted flowers surrounded by wooden benches. Yep. So if I'm remembering correctly, we got decorations from the first two ruins too. Decorations aren't my favorite thing in the world, but that floral bench does appeal. Once we have delivered 100 flowers to Agnes, that is, I may not want to give away or use all of our flowers for building before we have sent them to the ruler that we are courting. We started the courtship with Agnes in the last game. She wanted a lot of veg, and I am glad to see that she doesn't still. Fablings in need. Your Grace, we've recently left our own realm due to the horrible conditions we're forced to live in. We were hoping to settle here with you. However, we could use some coin to help us get started. We promise to work hard. Of course, join us is 120 coin in return for 2 peasants. 5 nobility in return for 2 peasants. I'm afraid we can't help you. Declines, and let me think on it. Postpones. We have space for peasants, and we have coin. I could have waited. We're going to be getting peasants tomorrow, or newcomers rather, tomorrow, and now we'll only be able to accept one of them, which is fine. It's fine. Nearing the end of our last game, we put in one more homestead and one more condo so that we can grow our kingdom a little bit. We need homesteads because we need peasants for certain buildings. Like farms will only accept peasants, and there are some buildings that'll accept only peasants, some that will accept only commoners. So we need to make sure that we have plenty of everyone. Is this stone camp out of resources? It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, there's no stone here. That's interesting. I don't know what's going on with my voice today. I'm sorry. Do we have any more stone deposits that we can just plop that stone facility, stone camp down on top of. Doesn't look like it, not right now. There are two paths forward. I'm going to take the workers off of it. Since it's empty, we don't need them. And then I might move it. I can't move it. Cool, I think I'm just going to tear it down then. That'll at least allow us to recuperate some of the space that we have lost and put in something else. I think another forester would be useful there. Maybe not there. I'm going to let this particular plank finish being made, and then we'll move this sawmill too, and then I think I probably will put another forester in here. Another lumber camp. There. We have a couple of buffs now on our lumber camps. We have Bob Barkskin's buff, which allows for the trees affected by foresters to grow 6 days faster. And we also have the Fawn Trees song. We could have chosen one of two paths forward with the Fawn's tree song, with the fluting fawn, which is to grow or to gather wood 20% faster and stone 10% slower, or stone 20% faster and wood 10% slower. And we have more of a need for wood than stone, especially right now. So that's what we're doing. So we're kind of going to make this our lumbery area, and eventually I think what I'm going to want to do is move our livestock buildings, our pigsty and our chicken coops over a ways. I'm gesturing and you can't see it, like over here, and then just make this whole area forester space. I think we're going to be okay coming into the winter. We have 59 eggs, 19 pork, 95 fish, just one bread though. That's a bit tough. We did expand our grain field in our last session to utilize all of its available slots. So we're making more grain at least, but the grain is being used by the chicken coops as well as by the windmill and the bakery, or just the windmill. So there are things we have to look out for. I've also got an eye open for encounters. We've had a couple of encounters spawning directly into our Fabledom. We had a missing shoe, and we also had the fluting fawn. And that's been pretty cool. So now we have Eric, One Eye, and the fluting fawn wandering around in our Fabledom. Let's see if I can find the fawn. He's a cute little satyr man. There he is. I like his little mustache. He was partying down, doing a jaunty little jig when we first met him. We will have a lot more slots for, what's the word I'm looking for? Commoners. We'll be able to staff a lot more or house a lot more commoners now as townhouses are being built in this condo, which we're currently putting down. And it should get us to... Oh, we have to staff people here. And we also have to staff someone at our town shop, which isn't built yet. No, it is. Where is it? There it is. Oh. It's interesting that I don't seem to have any unemployed commoners. I should. We're doing much better on coal since we've put in our 5th coal maker in the last game. Like, we actually have some. It's going to get us through the winter. But that's also put us kind of in a bind on wood because the coal makers are all consuming wood to produce coal. And that's why I've been working on putting in more lumber camps. Or, you know, just repositioning our lumber camps such that they grow trees in a broader space. We also have the witch's hut up here. We have officially unlocked this. We've bought this territory. What the witch wants us to do is get rid of her somehow, which is either by spending more nobility than we have to see her out of our Fabledom, or by accepting the witch's curse for a year, which is that debuff we've seen a few times now where Fablings' hunger is doubled and they become skeletons and there's great music. I will take a year of that great music, but I want to make sure that before we take on a challenge like that, we have the food stores to support it. We will take on more commoners the next round of visitors in a day. In 6 days? In 6 days. Are all of our town shops housing flour? Because I'd like to change that. Yes. No, this one's veg. This one's eggs. Okay, good. And then that one will be flour. And what's this one over here? Pork. They need a sewer grate also. That's what this little icon means. I like how happy our Fablings are. They're doing pretty well. The last time we took a look at the list of Fablings, we had one Fabling that was deeply unhappy, but it was just because they were sick. Sick. And we have a hospital over here that our Fablings can attend to feel better. Patients 1 of 10. I've mentioned maybe putting in a second one because they also do improve the attractiveness of an area, of a house. But we don't need to just yet, because we're not filling up the beds in this one. We just are making our commoners schlep a little bit to get to a hospital when they're not feeling so great. Which I'll admit isn't a good thing. I wouldn't want to walk to a hospital that's pretty far away if I wasn't feeling well, but that's just not relevant to the game. We're gonna make it through this winter with no issue. Our sewer drain is done. And so the Fablings that live in this condo will be just the tiniest bit happier now that they have things. One benefit to the homesteads is that they can generate their own food. So there's this little icon here. Homegrown is gathered via homestead. So this one's got a small chicken coop, and so it can generate food for itself. Some of them have small gardens that generate food. This one has an apple tree, more apple trees, and so these homesteads are reliant a little bit less on my food stores because they can generate a tiny bit of food for themselves. The condos don't have that luxury. Like, the people who live in the townhouses are strictly reliant on food that we develop in our Fabledom. I didn't mean to click that. It's taken a bit of time to generate 100 tulips. We need 31 more, and then we'll be able to send a courtship gift to Agnes. This is what she asks for, 100 tulips. I have considered putting in a second bakery because generation of bread is a little bit slow. Like, we're generating plenty of grain, even though right now we don't have any. That's just because it's being used by 2 buildings, the windmill to make flour and the chicken coop to make eggs. We have 2 chicken coops down, but only one of them is being used or is staffed and producing. I think I'd want to put in a second grain farm before I start more eggs going. That second chicken coop manufacturing. We can house 6 more commoners, and that will also push us over our next town size milestone into Big Town. When we get Big Town, I don't know that we unlock a whole lot. We need City for the Palace Main Hall. small city for grape farm, small city for juicery, small city for marketplace and prismatic liquid extractor. Aha, banks, the embassy, and the laborers guild we will all unlock next. Oh, Mystic Mine. We'll get that in a bit too. The Mystic Mine generates wealth. Once built, there is a risk of trolls creating camps in your realm in a hunt for its treasure. Okay, interesting. We might finally have some combat in this game. I've avoided it heretofore. And we also don't necessarily need the Mystic Mine. We have tons of coin, for starters. We also have the golden chicken coop, which we got from the beanstalk, which can produce coin for us as well. Ah, our first fortifications we'll get. Wooden walls. Okay, neat. We've built our tulip farm around Bob Barkskin. I don't know what to do other than incorporate him directly into our Fabledom now, since we've completed his encounter, and I don't think he's ever gonna, like, unlock another one for us. We still have plenty of iron in our iron deposit. We have a second stone deposit over here, which is mostly empty, about a little more than a quarter full. We're low on coal again. We had so much coal. What happened? Oops. That's what I wanted. There we go. What else can we store? Vegetables we are storing, fish, eggs, and pork. And I know this was vegetables, one of these was pork, and one was fish, right? I'd like to move that off of flour. Veg. Egg. Pork. Okay. So we'll make this one fish instead of flour. And on our next round of visitors, we will hit Big Town. Here's our tulip farm going back in. It's very pretty. That only hides tulips. At least right now it only hides tulips. Oh, we also have armaments. We have 34 armaments, which are... Oh, that's where my coal's going. Okay. Yep. Coal and iron. How many armaments do I logically need? Soldiers are put into squads. A squad will occupy one tile and can contain up to 4 soldiers. You can select and control multiple squads at once by clicking and dragging your mouse to create a selection box. You can move squads using right-click on your mouse. I'm going to forget that when the time comes to create a squad. I was just trying to figure out how many armaments they need. Sometimes I forget I need to be saying words. I actually think I might stop my blacksmith for a bit. I don't think I'm consuming armaments by anything right now. I could be wrong about that, but... I'll let them finish this one, and then I'll stop this building. This one's taking forever, so while we wait for that, let's send out some letters to our friends. Who likes us least? I'm not giving her 10 planks. Oh, I can probably send out one more. I was originally going to court the Dark Knight, but I was having a hard time keeping coal in stock, and coal is what he wanted. So I went with what was not necessarily the easiest. Agnes, she wanted a lot of produce. But certainly not the hardest. Okay, close, close. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on this. We have 37 armaments. If we don't use any straight away, then I'm just going to hang out and keep that blacksmith closed until we need them. Look at all these farms. You'd think we'd have more resources with all these farms. Beats is our newest one. I think they're so cute. What's this person's problem? He's sick. He's still having existential dread over the skeleton debuff that was a long time ago. I love that tiny sneeze. I'm sorry that he's not feeling well, but I loved his tiny sneeze. Okay. Milestone reached. A new population milestone has been reached. Well done. We can now call ourselves a big town. Going forward, your family will expect recurring payments of 100 coin to the family fund. Resources received 500 coin. Embassy, Center for Diplomacy, enables missions for other realms, spies, trading, and more. Bank, the bank unlocks the ability to tax your Fablings at different rates. Guild laborers can carry more materials and construct buildings faster than normal laborers. Wood walls can be transformed into towers or gates. Mount ranged units for more range and protection. Mystic Mine. The Mystic Mine generates wealth. Once built, there's a risk of trolls creating camps in your realm in a hunt for its treasure. So we have a few things to put down now. I think maybe we start with an embassy. I just want to make sure... I know I just read off everything we got. So if I put in... No. I was going to say if I put in the Laborers Guild, can I remove the Laborers' huts? And the answer is no, because this can employ peasants, this cannot. Oh, we also have a world event. Power and friendship. Me and my friend want to become legends like in the stories, but we lack training and would like to serve and learn. Two future heroes. Absolutely, your legend awaits. Starts quest power and friendship. Train one archer and one sword fighter. I could do that. That'd be pretty easy. Reward 5 nobility, on failure less 5. Or decline. Yeah, we'll do it. So we'll put down a barracks. Do barracks, barracks, barracks. And then we need to train one sword fighter. I gotta wait for the barracks first. And one archer. We have 10 unemployed. That's a lot. So I think I will put down a laborers guild, just to make our commoners do something. I'm joking, mostly. And an embassy. Wow, she's big. Do I maybe want to put my embassy up this hill? Like, maybe put my palace up here also? I'll have to build roads leading up, but I think I kind of do want my, like, my more castle-y buildings to look down over. Boy, that sounds so classist, doesn't it? What a jerk. So I'm going to buy this square and this square. Where do I want the roads? Over here? Yeah, I think so. I'm second guessing now whether I want to put this over here. Because it's going to make a big impact on the area around it. If anything, I can take those roads back down if I need to. That's expensive. That's 20 planks and 50 bricks, and we only have 2 bricks. But we do have a wishing well now, which is, I think, an encounter. Yep. An abandoned, dried out well. This is an encounter and can be interacted with using your hero. Where are you, Fergus? Are you near? Not really. Almost there. To the untrained eye, this well might be easily dismissed. However, there seems to be something more to it. Are those coins shining at the bottom? Throw a few coins to get a decoration, an unknown decorative structure you can place on your realm. For 100 coin, throw several decorations, or throw in several coins, resulting in a 75% chance to receive a reward. Okay, this is 50%. 300 coin into the well, guaranteeing a reward. Well, I don't like to take my chances. Maze garden. Okay, cool. As your coin lands at the bottom of the well, it shines with a bright light. Could it be? Oh, and we can't accept any visitors. We're full up. Let's send Fergus back. We have 94 of the tulips that we need, 100 we need in total to send to Agnes. So we'll be able to do that today. Wow, yeah, since we stopped manufacturing the blacksmith, the amount of coal we have has shot up. I feel better about that. I also think we're nearing a time that we want to put in a second fishing hut. But let's see. I'd like to see how much fish we have coming into this winter now that we have so many more people. We have 2 chicken coops. One of them is not functioning. One of them is. We have 1 pigsty. We can put in a second pigsty. We have another group of pigs. We actually can put in a third as well now that we've unlocked this square. There's a group of pigs right there. Fablings are pretty happy. I wish I could sort by needs. It seems like everyone's need is hunger. But what I'm really looking for is whether they're happy. This Fabling needs to eat something like stat. There we go. All better. Okay, we have 2 hungry Fablings. We have a few hungry Fablings. No one's unhappy. No one's sick right now from what I saw. Being sick reduces happiness by 30. It's a big dip. Oh, and we also have enough flowers to send to Agnes, so let's do that. Send a gift of 100 tulip. Oh, I forgot about needing to train an archer and a blacksmith, or an archer and a soldier. Oops. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get them fully trained in 13 days, but we will try it. Can I put these 4 Fablings together in a squad? Doesn't look like it. We have 5 unemployed still, even with an improved laborers guild. Oh. Dearest Cassie, my cleansing rain. Last time she called us my morning dew. Thank you so much for the gifts. These flowers are as blue as the sky. We nurture the earth, and she in turn nurtures us. Our love is freshly sown. Will it sprout? Will we bloom together? Agnes, the Harvest Princess. My dear ruler, I, laborer master, stand here today humbled by the task before us, mindful of the sacrifices made by our ancestors. I am in the middle of a crisis, for I need to get the new laborers in shape. We need to be ready to deeply improve our kingdom so that we might live better. Agreed? Starts the quest, laborers get back to work, which is to build 5 structures. Oof. And like, I know we have structures that we need to build, so maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. Or no, we don't have the resources. I'm gonna decline. We don't have the resources, and if I can't finish those buildings, the hit to nobility I don't like. Should that come up again, though, and we've seen a few of them that have, we will tackle it when we're in a better situation with resources. But we have no iron, no stone bricks, and we need a bunch of them for our embassy. I'm going to take a look at the purchase price for that bench that we found in the last ruin. Go the other way. That's pretty. Oh, it's only 10 wood. Okay, that's not so bad at all. I should be putting in more decorations. I've only barely put in decorations, and then it was because I had to. I had quests. Oh, and the maze garden costs... the cost of the maze garden is only 500 gold. Okay. We can put some maze gardens in once we get a little bit more situated. We're not doing so well on... that's a hill. On the beauty contests that we see coming up. It's interesting to me that the stage show doesn't count for beautifying. Once this coffer's empty, then I'll put something down in this space. I feel like that's our best bet for reaching the most area with pink area of effect. I'm glitching a little bit. I don't know what I'm saying. I do, but I don't. Can I increase her pace? No, I can only change her name. Because they have 6 days to finish their training as archer and soldier. I was saying I thought that we should potentially build a second fishing hut, but I don't know that it's necessary yet because we're in the summer now and we're at 64 fish in storage. And that doesn't include the number of fish that are in houses, which seems to be none. Cool. Our heads of house are doing a great job. So maybe there is need for another one. I figured we would have more vegetables than we have, given that we put in a whole nother farm in our last session, but I also recognize that we added about 20 Fablings. Not quite 20, but close enough. I'd like some kind of indication as to how long it takes to train a Fabling on this. It also looks like this person's only about halfway, if I'm looking at it correctly. And that means that we're going to fail this quest and lose 5 nobility. Our embassy still needs 43 bricks. We have plenty of stone, and I'm glad about that. And we have a whole ton of iron. Was it bricks or was it iron that we needed for the embassy? It was bricks. We lost 10 armaments, so I half assume that we lose 5 armaments for each soldier that we train. Yep, there we go, failed it. It's okay. But I think maybe next time what I want to do is have... kind of want to turn these barracks around so that their doors are facing the road. But what I might want to do is have another barracks situated, should we get that quest again in the future, that's just empty. That way we don't have to wait for the barracks to be built before we start training people. Game makes me crazy for not just letting me just rotate a building and put it back down. There. Now all their doors are facing forward. Okay. This is a timer. They were about halfway through. I'm just taking a peek around. I found that missing shoe encounter kind of by accident in the last game. I didn't realize that there was an encounter I hadn't done, and I want to make sure that that doesn't happen again. So if I look too closely at my Fabledom and too closely at my Fablings, I'm sorry. That stockpile's full. This stockpile's not full, but it looks like it might be close. Oh, about 100 spaces left. Okay, a couple more minutes left in the day, so maybe we'll get something good. Maybe we will just hang out and have a chill time until the end of the video, and that both are fine. Ah, okay. So we can't do anything with Agnes right now. We can't send her another courtship gift. Flirt? Can I just flirt an infinite number of times? She's gonna wave at me forever now. A dragon! Oh, bad. Or good. I wasn't expecting anything to happen. I thought we would have a last 5 minutes that was super chill. Global happiness is reduced by 10. Well, no kidding. The dragon is here. Needless to say, our Fablings are terrified of the massive creature. We suggest you give it what it wants so it leaves us in peace. Ballistas can fire at it, but it takes a lot for the creature to retreat. Attack I can't do because I don't have ballistas, not cannons or mortars. I don't have those either. Can attack the dragon. Once the dragon loses enough health, it'll retreat. Give it what it wants. 400 coin. Oh, that's easy. By handing over some treasure, the dragon will leave the realm for now, or postpone. Give it what it wants. Okay, bye. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry to scare my Fablings. What a way to end. On that note, I think we might as well say goodbye for the day. Still getting lots of interesting little things in this game, and I love it. It's been a lot of fun to see what's happening. We've already recuperated almost half of what we spent on the dragon, so that's neat too. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for always sharing your thoughts about this game. Thank you for supporting me. I hope you know how much I adore you and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you very soon.